Hi, my lovely Indigo tribe, and welcome back to another video. I am your host, Indigo, and on this channel, we talk about self-care, spirituality. We cultivate our minds, bodies, and souls on this channel. If you like videos like that, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you can be notified when I post videos, okay? I have been on my spiritual journey for a while now, probably well, I considered myself to be spiritual from very young. I went to a Christian private school. I always had questions about what the teachings and things that I'd learned. I've never really felt completely comfortable in any type of religion. So for me, I always considered myself to be spiritual, and one thing about it is I never push this spirituality on people. What I will do is mention it or make suggestions, but I can't tell someone that they're not living right or that because they have these belief systems that they're doing something wrong or something is wrong with them. I never felt comfortable doing that, but I know there is some people that are extremely radical. They don't care what they say, and they just have to get that message across. For me, I just never been that way. No matter how I felt on the journey, unless spirit tells me to say it, or I'm moved, or I have an instinct to tell someone something, I really just keep my values to myself. I meet people that are like-minded, and then we can have these in-depth conversations about spirituality and the practices and crystals and manifestation and just living in your flow, living from your heart space and chakras and things like that. So one of the things that I did to share this information that I learned was start this YouTube channel. So me starting this YouTube channel was a great way for me to just share the information that I knew I had in my head. I know that there's people out there like you who want to hear about spirituality and self-care and things like that. So I just shared it with the people who wanted to hear it, and not go beating at what do they call it, a dead horse? I'm not going to keep trying to push my values, push my belief system on anyone, okay? So if you're overwoke, this video is for you. If you've ever experienced any of that, go ahead and comment down below. If you're on the receiving end of someone who is overwoke, or you find yourself pushing your values and belief systems on people, or honestly getting in a judgmental place where you're judging people for their belief systems and what they believe, and because it's not in alignment with what you believe, then you feel like you need to basically judge them, and that's not right, is it? One of the things that I see when people are overwoke is that they find a need to always have to defend and debate their spirituality or their practices. You can be too much into religion, and a lot of times people who have such strong beliefs are often debating with others, trying to make them see their side of things. There's nothing wrong with sharing your beliefs or sharing the knowledge that you know, but you don't have to debate with someone or force them to listen or force them to now make this a part of their belief system. So one thing you do not have to do on a spiritual journey is debate with anyone whether or not your beliefs are right or wrong, okay? If you believe in it, that's your belief. I don't need to believe it for you to believe it, do I? Do I have to believe that what you believe is true for you to make this a part of your belief system? No. We can agree to disagree. We can have different beliefs and it be okay. All right? We are all a part of each other. And once we on this spiritual journey, we understand I'm a mirror of you. You're a mirror of me. I was once at a point where I didn't have this knowledge, right? I was once at a point where I wasn't conscious to this point. I wasn't conscious in knowing about the truth. And some people, you have to allow them to be there, to not know. And you never know. You might make one little statement like, I don't even use fluoride toothpaste anymore because of all the claims of what fluoride can do to your brain. That one thing, one statement of consciousness may now open someone's eyes to want to research the effects of fluoride, right? So you don't never have to push your belief system on anyone. You can mention this. You can talk about, what you want to talk about. You can mention some things to bring clarity or allow people to think on a different level. But you do not ever have to debate with anyone whether or not your beliefs are right. I know that Christian people believe that spirituality is witchcraft. They're stuck between, oh, should I sage or should I not sage? Can I wear crystals or not wear crystals? Some people see crystals as something that's demonic. But for me, someone who likes crystals and wears crystal, I don't have to defend myself because I believe that, in the healing properties of crystals. I don't have to defend myself because I know about the healing properties of sage. I don't have to defend myself because I know herbal remedies. That makes me a witch in some people's eyes, but am I a witch because I do candle magic? If I'm a witch, I'm a witch. I don't care. But I'm not going to have to defend myself if someone calls me a witch. I don't care. I may aggravate certain demons, like they like to say. I may aggravate certain demons inside of you that may make you start to think now. This may make you start to think and explore and wonder like, hey, this person did that, or this may have stuck out to me. Because I may talk about something here on this channel and you might not be fully open to it, but it allows you to think, research, do your due diligence, and that may shift your way of thinking. So you never have to force your beliefs on anyone. Because when it's their time to hear what you've been saying the whole time, it's their time. Let spirit work in that way. Like saying the statement, you're not living right if you're not blank, blank, blank. Or like, you're not living right if you're not Christian. Pushing your beliefs on people and making people feel bad for what they believe in and what they've learned for their whole life is not showing any empathy along the journey. It's not showing, humanity. It's not showing humility. It's not showing grace. You have to allow people to come to the realization on their own, at their own time. At their own time. There's no need to push anything on people. There's no need to keep beating a dead horse. There's no need for that. When someone is ready to hear, they will hear. When they're ready to open their eyes, they will open their eyes. And as you see now, we're in this age of Aquarius. Okay? We're in a time where a lot of people are becoming more conscious. People are becoming more conscious about the way they eat. They're becoming more conscious about their spiritual practice. They're becoming more conscious about their self-care and self-love. Things that have been neglected for so long. For so long, we live in a society where it's go, 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 go. Go, go, go means productivity. Going with your flow means what? Laziness for some? What does going with the flow mean for you? Not being productive? When that's the complete opposite. Allowing spirit to move us when we're ready. Allowing ourselves to be in alignment with what is for us and not pushing and forcing. And that's the same way we have to go when it comes down to teaching and educating people on the journey. You don't determine when someone becomes awoken. You don't determine when someone awakes from their slumber. So that makes me move on to the next point. If you're bashing and being like intolerant to people because of their belief system, or saying or bad mouthing them because they believe in Jesus, or they believe in a white Jesus at that, by saying that people are dumb, or saying that, however you speak about people who feel their certain ways, or however you speak about people who have their belief systems, however you speak about people who are still programmed or are still brainwashed, okay? Because there's a long time coming for this. There's a long time that people have been programmed to believe things that aren't right for us, that aren't in alignment with our highest good, our highest purpose. A lot of us believe that the only way for us to make money is to go work for somebody else. We're scared to take that leap of faith and put everything into ourselves. We're so afraid. We're so afraid of that. We're afraid to just be free. We're afraid to just naturally just step into our power. We've been taught to be afraid to tap into the God within us, to look at God as being within. We've been programmed to think that God is something in the sky, someone in the sky and outside of us, when in the whole time, God is within us. God is within us. It's a part of us. As above, so below. As within, so without. There's no need to bash people for where they are on their journey. There's no need to be like intolerant to them. Oh, here we go again. Allow those people to ask the questions that they have, because those are questions that they're battling with, that needs clarity. It's okay to share our views and allow for the people that view us to then begin to open their eyes to something else. It's okay. But because people don't always agree does not mean that we should be in a place of bashing or intolerance, or I don't want to have to deal with anybody who is religious. I don't want to have to talk to anybody who believes in a white Jesus. That is not of God. That is not of the universe. That is not of ourselves. Is it? Is it of ourselves to be bashing and judging our brothers and sisters because they still believe in something that they don't know fully about? There was a time when we all was there. There was a time when we all was there and we all went through it. It's not right to bash or be intolerant to people who still have these views. Like, for example, the whole thing with the vaxxed and anti-vaxxed and stuff like that. No matter what my stance on it is, I've never just judged anyone for doing opposite of what I believe. That is your choice. That's your choice. You make the choice that you want for your life. We all have choices in every moment, in every situation. We're presented with a choice. We can go this way, we can go that way, we can go this way, that way, this way, that way. There's so many ways to go. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that nothing is ever definite, okay? Nothing is ever, I have no other choice but this. If you say you don't have no other choice, that better be spirit moving you and telling you have no other choice. Because the moment that you allow someone else to make the choices for you, you lose control of yourself. You've lost yourself in this matrix. Another thing I see in people who are like extremely overwoke or like just radical to a certain degree, a lot of time people have these biases. They're so biased that they will only look into information that supports their claim. It's like, for example, we talk about conspiracy theorists, and you know, if you follow conspiracy theories and you only look into things like, for I know back in the day, I used to, especially hearing about the whole Illuminati and things like that, when I was younger, I would just look into it a little bit more. Like, so this you know, and watching, then you can get on a freaking binge and watch all these different videos that are supporting claims that Beyonce is in the Illuminati or Jay-Z is in the Illuminati or some crap like about, you know, reptilians and stuff like that. Not saying that to an degree that some of these things may be true. Not saying that Beyonce or Jay-Z is in an Illuminati, but things like an Illuminati exist, or like, not saying that's not true. It can be true that an Illuminati exists, but for me to go into who is in it and stuff, I can't speak of. But it's easy to fall in that like rabbit hole of looking at information that supports your claim and not having all the information, because that's important. Having all the information, the good, the bad. That's why when we talk about making a decision, right? When you're stuck in a dilemma to make a decision and not knowing which one is for you, what's right, what's wrong, what's the right decision, we often find ourselves being told by people to write down the pros and cons, write down the good and bad about it. We're often asked to do this. Why? Because we need to see the good and bad in every situation, not just be biased to only good or only bad or only things that supports our claim. Okay? We need to be balanced. Like the two scales, we have to balance. We have to have all the information, not just some of it. And you can still take a stance, but you have to take a educated stance, knowing the good and bad in it, and not just knowing half of the information and then making a stance or feeling so strongly about something. How about we research all of the information? How about we look into what other people are saying a little further? You know, how about we do our due diligence and read and educate ourselves when we're, you know, when we come across new information. Yeah, how about we do that? Another way you might be too woke is you are constantly like in a place where you don't trust anything, right? Be like, I don't drink the water from the tap because they're trying to poison us. All the air through the AC vents. So you never put on your AC because the air through the AC vents may be poisonous gas that's trying to kill us. Getting to such a point where we're like overly, what would be the word? We would be like overly cautious. We won't trust anything. We may feel like every little thing might just be to take us out or maybe for like against us. That's not a way to live. That is not balance at all. We have to be able to know that we are getting the best things for us, right? We have to be trusting of the universe that the energy that we put out is the energy that we get back. We're in alignment with what we're attracting into our life. We don't chase, we attract, right? And some of these things are true. Look at Flint. Look at the water in Flint. Are you not going to be able to live your life, like really live, be living and flowing because you're so cautious or mistrusting of everything? Of everything. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. Can I say that, especially for our Black people, that every decision that's been made here in America has been for our best interests? I can't say that. I can't say that. But I can say that we've come a long way from where our ancestors were. And there's still a lot of doors that are opening for us as a whole, as a collective. I don't go around walking on eggshells in life because of being mistreated or not trusting of what's going on around me, because I trust the universe and I trust the Most High. I trust that everything is working out for me in my best interest, even when it seems like a challenge, even when it may be a little, heavy waves coming through. I know that the calmness is also coming. So I want you to keep that in mind. When you think about talking about your beliefs, sharing these beliefs, constantly being afraid to live because you're in your head all the time, because we can be our own worst critic. We can get into our heads and not live our lives because we're super critical about everything going on around us. Let's stop allowing our heads or our conscious mind or our egos to get in the way and just live from your heart space. Allow the divine to lead us. Live a high vibing life. Keep that vibration high, honey. I want you to think about this going into your week, because these are some really good points, especially for people who, I know in the beginning of the journey, when you start to become more conscious, it's like you want to scream it at the top of your lungs and share it with everybody. But everybody is not in a place to receive it. Everybody's eyes are not open to receiving this information. I want you to take that into consideration. And I also want you to take your life into consideration. Are you really living? Are you too radical? All right, beautiful people. I love having these type of conversations with you here on this channel. If you like it, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I want to keep this conversation going in the comment section below. I want to hear about your stance. Maybe you are a little radical or overwoke, and you might have a stance on why you're like that. Maybe this video is going to allow you to think, and maybe you might write down below hey, I have been a little bit radical. Maybe I've been trying to push my beliefs onto people and I'm going to back up a little bit. I want to hear about it in the comment section below. Have you ever experienced somebody pushing their beliefs on you? Or have you ever been in that situation where you're pushing that belief on people? I'd love to hear about it in the comment section below. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it flowing. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I want to bring more videos to you. Besides just these weekly ones, I'm going to be dropping a little more. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be dropping more videos. The Indiglo Tribe page coming. We're building community over here. We're going to have more events. We're going to do more courses. We're going to connect on a different level this year. Let's take it to a different level. I love you guys so much. And remember, change starts in your mind. You change your mind and you change your whole entire life. I love you guys to life, and I'll see you in the next video.